Hello, if you are watching this video, it means you are going to be serving alongside of the Calvary Kids Ministry team on July 3rd from 1 to 4 p.m. during our Mega Sports Camp Kids Day. I'm so excited to be offering this Kids Day. I know it's scaled back from what we usually do with our VBS of the past, but I'm excited to at least be offering something this year. And I think it's going to be a really good time of teaching kids, the form and how to do different sports, and also teaching them spiritual disciplines and things that will carry with them the rest of their life, right? So if you're watching this, you have signed up to be a Huddle coach. That's basically a small group leader. And maybe you are a small group leader because you're part of the Alaska team, and this is the same curriculum we're going to be doing in Alaska. Or maybe you're just part of the church and you want to get involved and you want to serve and you want to come alongside of these students and teach them things that are going to matter in their life. Either way, it's awesome. I'm so excited to have you guys. I decided to do a video instead of a meeting just because it's more flexible for people. I know schedules are crazy, and during the summer there's vacation and events and all these things. And so I just figured a video would be best. So it may be a little bit longer of a video than you're used to, but I appreciate you sticking it out with me. One of the things that's going to be your biggest guide during this time as a Huddle coach, as a small group leader, is this right here. It is the Huddle Coach Guide, and basically this walks you through everything that you'd have to do as a small group leader. It's awesome because literally it'll just give you an intro. It'll say, hey, welcome to this. This is kind of your goal. This is your role. This is what we want you to do. And then it just wants, you're be a role model for kids. And then it gives you ideas for help kids to get to know Jesus. What do you do when a kid is acting up and they're not listening? How do you rely on your fellow coaches and help out the head coaches for the sports? And then it opens up to day one. And so we're only doing one day of this curriculum, but this is a 5-day curriculum. I really like it. If it goes well, I think we may do the whole 5 days next year. We'll see. But we're going to be doing just day one. So I want all of the Huddle coaches to read through the first portion and then read through day one, because that's what you're going to be leading. And one of the big things with being a small group leader is not every kid is going to be inclined to do sports, right? Some of them are going to come because their friends are there, because their siblings are there, and they're maybe not super athletic, and that's okay. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, you're not super athletic, you didn't do all these sports in high school or college or anything like that. That's okay too. How Mega Sports Camp is going to work is we're going to be focusing on 3 sports. There's going to be soccer, which is led by Pastor Ian, basketball, which is led by DeAndre Patrick, and volleyball, which is led by Gabby Braddock. And so they're going to be the head coaches of each of those sports. And so they're the ones putting together the drills and the formations that they're going to learn. They're the ones putting together the mini games that they're going to teach your kids. And what your job is to come alongside of them and participate. Because you're going to have some kids who are a little hesitant, and it's not, hey, go do that with Pastor Ian. It's, hey, come do this with me and Pastor Ian. Like, let's learn this. Let's learn how to dribble the ball. Let's learn how to shoot right. Different things like that. And in your participation and in your, doing things with them and trying new things with them, that's going to build relationship. And that's going to be the difference when you go into the small groups that you lead, because you're not just going to be their teacher. You're going to be the person who is passing the ball to them or helping them learn how to shoot right, or on the other side of the volleyball net waiting for, their toss. That's what makes the difference. And that's what I love so much about Mega Sports Camp, is it's so involved and hands-on, but it's in an easy way. Because, the head coaches aren't going to be teaching you really intense skills that you're going to have to master in 30 minutes. It's not going to be how it works. They're going to be teaching you things that you can learn and practice, and that the kids can practice at home. And it's going to be fundamentals. And I will really want our small group leaders to come alongside of that. And, if you maybe already have some of that, and you maybe are already like, hey, I'm already really good at soccer. Like, that's great. Help out. Help other small groups if they're struggling with it. With each Huddle group, each Huddle coach, I want to also have a teen Huddle coach to come alongside of you and help. Maybe you're going to be a teen Huddle coach and you're watching this video because Pastor Ian told you to. You're valuable too. These kids want to see people who want to be involved in their life and get alongside of them and not just watch from the sidelines, right? And so maybe you're a little bit older of a huddle coach and you're unsure of how you're going to be super involved, that's where the teen huddle coach comes in. And they help you kind of, crowd control. They help you get kids involved. They help you get that one kid who's in the back and just kind of staying back. They help get them involved while you focus on the main group. It's really an awesome partnership. And so I'm really excited for all ages to come together for this Kids Day. It's going to be such a great time. And then if you're part of the Alaska team, we're actually going to be doing this for 4 days. We may not be doing every sport that we're doing here at Calvary. We're definitely going to do basketball. We may do soccer as well. I don't think we're going to do volleyball. So we may not do every sport. We'll see. We're just going to kind of roll with the flow for the Alaska team. There's still some things we're unsure of, but that's okay because we're going to be partnering alongside of a church in Alaska that's going to be helping us do this. So it's not just going to be the 8 of us. I'm really excited about it. So basically what the schedule looks like, I have these handouts. And by the way, you can come pick up one of these from either myself or Pastor Ian. I'll have some available at the kids check-in desk. I'm usually always at the east entrance, or like the east foyer. I'm basically always there because that's where kids check-in is. So if you come find me on a Sunday or a Wednesday, I want to get these in your hands so you can read them before July 3rd. We have plenty of them, so come see me if you've signed up to be a huddle coach. If you're part of the Alaska team, they are ready for you to read and go through. And so I have a 5-day schedule here. I'm not sure. I think in the video it might be flipped, so you might not be able to see it. But I'm just going to basically read it, and this is what you're going to expect on Saturday. It's just a 3-hour portion of our day. It's going to be really simple. It starts off with registration. We're going to have some people running the registration tables, getting kids signed in, making sure they're in their right groups. Then we're going to have an opening rally. It's going to be in the activity center with that big, awesome screen we have. I'm going to be leading the opening rally. It's going to be about, 15, 20 minutes. And then we're going to break off into our sports sessions. And that's when, a portion of you will go with Pastor Ian at soccer. A portion of you will go with Gabby at volleyball. A portion will go to DeAndre at basketball. Then after each sports session, there's a coach huddle. And sports sessions take about 30 minutes. And so we've given you about 10 minutes for this coach huddle. And basically it's taking those disciplines that you just learned, those things that they're learning to, better their skill. And it's teaching them biblical principles that go alongside of those. And that's where this guide is really going to come in handy. It literally just walks you through coach huddles. It walks you through, what do you say? You'll lead discussion time. What did you learn? What's your name? What do you like about sports camp so far? Things like that. Then after the first coach huddle, you're going to go to sports session 2. Another 30 minutes out of different sports where you're learning different fundamentals. Then there's going to be what we call halftime snacks. Halftime snacks is going to be about 10 minutes. It's, an opportunity for you to just take a second, sit with the kids, eat some snacks, ask them some questions. Then after that, there's going to be a halftime rally. And I'm going to be leading that. It's going to be back in the activity center. That's going to be about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then the final sports session is sports session 3, which is 30 minutes. And then that's where you go to the final sport that your group hasn't done yet. And then there will be a closing rally all back together in the activity center. 3 hours is going to go by really quick. And you're going to want to wish, that there was a whole week of this and that they could come back the next day. And so what I want our coach huddles to share is that on Sunday morning, they can come back. And we're going to be talking about some of the same things in kids church that we talk about at Mega Sports Camp. I want to kind of continue that and add a little bit of Mega Sports Camp flavor to my children's service on Sunday so that we can invite the new students back and that it doesn't just have to end after the 3 hours is up. Really, we want these kids to get connected and feel part of something and think, man, I only knew that person for a couple hours, but they knew my name. They remembered my name and they invited me to their church and they cared about me and they played the sports with me. And that's really what we want, is we just want connections made. You're part of the Alaska team. This is kind of the schedule we're going to try to follow. We're not really sure. Again, there's some unknowns. As they become more clear, I will share with you all. But I think it's going to be a really great time. If you have any questions or you're maybe feeling a little less prepared in this video, you just want more information on how to, handle kids and what to do, all that, that's totally fine. Just let me know. Come find me. My contact information is on the Calvary website, or, chase me down at the church. Again, I'm pretty much always in the East Foyer in the youth building. So thank you so much for taking of your Saturday, especially on a holiday weekend, to really pour into the lives of these kids. That is not lost on me. I very much appreciate it, and I know these kids are going to appreciate it. And I just hope that they have a great time where they remember that they can associate Jesus and the church and Calvary with people who care about them and people who have fun with them and people who want to live life with them. And so thank you so much. These also are for ages 4 up through 5th grade. We typically do preschool, but we just didn't have the manpower to do a whole other preschool alongside of our VBS because it's basically 2 different ones. And we just didn't have the manpower for it this year, hopefully next year, if anyone asks. But again, it's July 3rd. 1 to 4. I am asking volunteers to get there early. 12 o'clock would be great so we can get things set up and get you ready and with your coach gear and things like that. If you want to arrive early too, that's fine. I'll be at the church probably all day. So thank you guys again for this. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And I know it's going to be an awesome time of ministering to these students.